Hello everyone. So today I'm going to share my first, I guess, major stick welding project. So I've been welding with the Lincoln welder, which is like a .35 spool flux coil spool for like 1 to 10 years, and I decided that, hey, it takes too long, and I got a $100 stick welder from Amazon, and yeah, we're gonna fix this bucket. So if you look at this bucket, you can see how it's kind of got like a sad face. Okay, you can see how it kind of like it has a bow, right? So that's from like in the wintertime, mostly when I'm snow plowing, because of the gravel here, right? What I do is I curl up the bucket exactly the way you see it right there, and what that does is it allows me to like push the snow and mostly leave the gravel behind. So that works pretty good. But sometimes when I'm pushing snow like that, like rocks and stuff like that will get stuck underneath it, and over time, what it has done, you can see how it's basically gotten curved up over here. So the plan for today is I'm gonna take this bag of lump charcoal. All right. Well, first I'm going to disconnect the bucket from the tractor. It's a quick attach, so it'll come off really easy. Right. This way we don't set the tractor on fire. So I'm going to disconnect the bucket, and I'm going to fill the bucket with this charcoal over here, and that should heat up the metal enough so that I can hammer it, hopefully, back flat. And without breaking the welds, because there's obviously welds probably right along that crease right there, and I don't want to break that weld. So by heating it up, I think I should be able to avoid it. I mean, the bucket is functional like this, so it's almost like nothing can really go wrong. But what I've noticed is like on the corners here, you can see how it's actually made a hole on that side, and it's also made a hole, similar hole on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce the bottom side with this plate that I got here. So this is a 1/4 inch. So on the front, I'm going to put this, it's about 5 inches wide. I got to kind of fit it. I think I got it like 66, almost 67 inches. That's a 66-inch bucket. So I'm going to have to fit it. And then this is going to go on the back side. So the wide piece is going to go here on this section here. So this is the part that mostly hits the rocks, and then I'm going to take that 2-inch and I'm going to weld it back there, just so that the thicker piece, basically the two pieces are kind of connected, and I think it'll make it stronger. So I think this is a good project to like practice my stick welding skills on, because like I said, I've been welding with the Lincoln welder, which is like a flux coil spool for like 10 years. It's really slow. You got to do a lot of weaving back and forth. Like I have welded metal that's this thick, but yeah, it just takes so long. But so I'm going to use like a 1/8 rod. It should go a lot faster. It's just going to be a straight pull with it. So yeah, let me disconnect the bucket and get this charcoal in there and start heating this thing up. All right, so we got the fire going on here. I'm going to let it get a little bit hotter. I mean, it's not going to get like red hot or anything because it's just too much heat escaping, but it should get hot enough so that I can hammer it with, hit it with the sledgehammer without cracking the welds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt it back, and then what I'm going to do is you see that piece of railroad track there. I'm going to tilt it back, lay it on that, and that's what I'm going to hammer on and try and get that bend out of there. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect, but I'm pretty sure I can get it better than what it is now. This is coming out really easy. I had actually done this once before, but I was with a different bucket. I had not heated it up like this. So what I ended up doing was I ended up cracking the weld. Straighten it out, but I cracked the factory weld. So now I can see that it's moving and it's not cracking. It's moving very easy too. So what I'm doing is I'm working one section, right? So right now this side's heating up. Move back to this side over here. That side's pretty much done. Came out of the way. Yeah, this side's straight. I'm gonna bring it towards the front. See if I can. One thing that sucks about this is ripping in this shit. But I mean, it's not that much different than having a barbecue. I mean, barbecue charcoal. But I got the lump ones, which burn a little bit harder. Front here. Get that bend out. I did bring like a bottle jack, because that was the other way I was thinking of doing it. Like if I wasn't moving, I would have put that piece of railroad track on there, put the bottle jack and jacked it up. But I think it's moving pretty easy. I mean, even the front lip is pretty straight. Should straighten out with a few more hits after I heat up the front a little bit. And like I said earlier, make sure you disconnect the tractor before you do this. Or disconnect the bucket from the tractor. The front over here, it's got the blade. So the blade's a little, so the front area is actually a little bit thicker. But that's not the part that was getting hit, so that should come out pretty easy. Front a few more times. Technique there where I'm actually using the bounce to reload the sledgehammer. That looks pretty straight. Hit the back a little more. Yeah, that went a lot easier than I anticipated because, like I said, the last time I did this cold. I did it cold, and it took a lot more hammering, and at the same time, the welds cracked. So this is definitely the way to do it. I'm just gonna turn off the camera. There's nothing else for you guys to see except me hammering on this thing. But it's pretty straight. I'm just gonna touch it up just a little bit. Yeah, so I got the bucket flipped over, and it's relatively straight. But you can see how bad the holes are actually gotten. I didn't even realize they were that bad. Then we're just gonna start tearing all the way across, right on both sides. So that looks like it might be like a 1/8 steel. So these are 1/4 inch. So these are gonna hold up a long time. So I'm gonna put the thin one up here across the top, and then the wider one is gonna match up right there underneath it. And like I said, the reason why this happens is because I curl my bucket back when I'm pushing snow, and even, you know, a lot of times even when if I'm pushing dirt, depending on what I'm doing. So that's the thin area that it wants to eat. This is the blade here. See, the blade is fine because it's a much thicker material. They probably put a 1/4 inch into that, so that hasn't gotten eaten. All right, well, so I want to give you some feedback on how this project is going with this new Hone stick welder. Okay, so this is, I think, the 188D, no, 185D. Okay, so the problem I'm having is that it's I guess it's either overheating. It must be overheating because it's shutting down. I have it plugged in on the 110 off of this generator here. That's basically a 20 amp. All right, because the little slots here, they got that little line. So this is 20 amps, and the issue I'm having is that it keeps shutting down. Now, I am sticking the rods a bit, and I am needing to like start them back up. So that's probably drawing a lot more power. That might be heating it up even more. But yeah, every time it overheats, it shuts down for at least a good 5 minutes, and it just started frustrating the shit out of me. And I just pulled out the link in here. I've been kind of going back and forth with this Lincoln, which has the spool, and I mean, it puts out a thinner, I think it's like it's a thinner wire, right? It's a 0.35. I mean, but overall, I mean, the job is just going faster. Because you know, here's the thing with the wire, with the thinner wire, I gotta like weave back and forth to kind of bridge the gaps, because it's a thinner wire. Whereas with the stick, ideally I could just go straight across. But between the stick just sticking and shutting off on me, and this thing needing to cool down, I mean, I'm actually a little disappointed in. Now I realize a lot of this has to do with my skill. Because I've been using that Lincoln for like more than 10 years, and I can move pretty fast with it. And I'm going really slow with the stick welder. Yeah, granted, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If it wasn't shutting down on me from overheating, I'd be like, all right, no problem. I just got to work on my technique. But the whole shutting down thing is an issue. This is a 110-220. Initially, I was hoping to run the 220 off of the generator, because the generator is a 240, right? But the 240 is only 30 amps, whereas this is a 220, but it's 50 amps. So I can't run the 220 on this off of that generator. I'm stuck running it 110. And yeah, with the 110, I'm getting a lot of like, you know, like, because this is a 1/4 inch steel, so I pretty much had it cranked up to almost all the way. I did bring it back a little bit to see if it would, you know, if I was running a little bit cooler, because I had it all the way up to 130. I brought it back closer to like 120 or 110 actually. There's a number of the small numbers on the 110. You know, I was hoping it would like maybe stop overheating. And it was popping. It was both popping the breaker on the generator, and it was just shutting down. So even when I turned the breaker back on, this thing still needed like 5 minutes. So I don't know, man. I may end up returning this to Amazon, just because it's like, you know, it's like that one's working just fine. I'm actually able to get the job done faster. I was hoping I'd be able to go a lot faster with the stick welder, but as it's turning out, I'm just going a lot faster with the with that older Lincoln that I got over there.